We are going to discuss about taxes. In the presentation that we have on Friday, in the question part, we talk about if avoiding taxes is a good practice or not. I think there is no ethic because all the money that the government has of taxes is used in governmental service like public education, medical service, highways, public security. And if the taxes are in a good use, for example, the public education, like in USA, you have the schools, public, almost in the same level that private schools. And I think in Mexico, this could be great. What do you think about it, Karen?
Well, I am agree with you, David. I think that avoid taxes is not good because it's a dishonest action and a penalized crime in some countries. And when the people and enterprises don't pay taxes, they affect to the other sections of the other people. For example, a sick person in the hospitals,
Yeah.
a young person and children in the schools and university because the education is not good. And in general, all the citizens because in their countries or in their communities have problems in their streets.
Yeah.
Um,
Like here in Puebla,
yeah.
the streets are in a bad state.
Yes.
Now, here in Mexico, we have a big problem. That is that the big companies don't want to pay taxes. They give money for avoid taxes, and in the other side, you look the small companies, the person that have their own business, and the teachers, for example, they are obligated to pay taxes, and I think that it is unjust. And you can see for the problem, or the real problem, is the corruption, because the corruption in Mexico, you see the public servants, they steal the money for taxes, and the people don't want to pay taxes because they don't trust in taxes. You can go for I don't know, the street. You see the street, and they are in bad state, and they have a lot of dairy. For example, you can go a medical center. They don't have medicines. They don't have the good equipment. They don't have doctors. And in the public schools, the classroom are in bad state. Don't have projectors. Don't have computer. The teachers have problems teaching because they don't have the good equipment for teach. I think in Mexico we don't want money. We want a good service. Well, this is my opinion here in Mexico. What about you?
Well, like you say, David, Mexico has a big problem with pay taxes because Mexico is cataloged like a corruption country. So this is a problem that it begins since our government system because our governors they collect taxes and they steal the money from the citizens. So we don't have equipment necessary.
Because the governments
Yeah.
have the money for themselves, and if you're like a citizen, you don't want to give money only for the public servants. You want to see the facts But like I say, all the public service, like public security, like medical centers. I think like you, because Mexico, the real problem is the corruption, but the corruption with public servants, because they aren't the public servants. They only think in themselves, and I think Mexico needs to change that for have a better structure. For one thing that is doing good in other countries, for example, in Germany the taxes are more than here in Mexico, but you like a citizen, you go to the street and see all is perfect. See the streets are perfect. See you are sick and go to the medical center. They have medicines. They have equipment. I think in Mexico you can see this, and if you start to see this, you start to pay taxes. I think so. In conclusion, paying taxes is a good practice, even though you don't see it in the schools, in the streets, in the security, but you have to demand for it, because the government has the obligation to do all the things that you demand, because because it is the function of the government to do the things for the people, not for themselves.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, David. All the citizens, we must to pay our taxes because it's an obligation that the government decreed.
Okay, perfect.